able to conquer your fears, wanting your dreams to come true, and accomplishing your goal, you have to delay gratification. You can't reward yourself right away. The more you delay gratification, the more that you'll get back, the more rewarded you will be. See, your actions compounds, whether you're making good decisions or bad decisions. It's a compounding effect, and it starts with very small decisions. For example, when you go to bed early as 10 o'clock, and then, or going to bed 11 at the latest, and you waking up at 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, give some time to sleep, to rest, 7 to 8 hours. Your body is going to reset. You're going to have more energy. You're not going to be sluggish. You're going to feel rested. You're going to be more alert, right? And you do this long period of time, you'll tend to look younger than you are. Now, if you do the opposite, if you stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning and you don't allow yourself to get adequate sleep, then you will pay for it. Ultimately, I'm going to just take some time to think. But yeah, you will pay for it, and it may not be months from now. It may not be a year from now, but eventually, it could be the third year. If you keep doing it on a consistent basis, your body is going to feel it. That's one of many examples of a compound effect. When you exercise, right, even you start small. You do push-ups. Say if you do 10 push-ups for 2 weeks, you keep doing the same 10 push-ups. Ultimately, you're going to be doing more push-ups. You're going to be doing more reps, because you'll build repetition. It's going to be stronger. You'll be able to do 50 push-ups, or however many push-ups that you desire. And you'll notice, you won't notice, but others will notice a slight difference. All of a sudden, you'll be able to lift more heavy things. You'll be able to carry, and then your body will start to change form. You'll start to have muscle. You do sit-ups. You do sit-ups long enough and enough times, you're going to develop muscles within your stomach. And that is a six-pack. That's that delayed gratification. Oh, and finances. When you don't spend your whole paycheck when you, after you taking care of your responsibilities, you're paying your rent and the other miscellaneous bills, right? And you take maybe 2% of what you have left. Say if you have only 300 or 200 left over, and you put $50 to $60 away each time, you build it up. You do that for 3 months, you do the math on that. You put that away, don't touch it, and ultimately you'll end up with $1,000. Now you can build off that. If you have $1,000 on the side, that's definitely going to help. And these are the many examples of delayed gratification. Now, if you don't, when gratification's not delayed, then you're going to have a hard time. It's going to be hard accomplishing your goals, whatever goals that you have. It's going to be hard. If you go out partying rather than studying, you won't have the knowledge that you need. And that also starts while you're in school. You know, when you stay up late, don't do your homework, you don't study for it, you don't study for your tests, you're not going to get the good grades. You're not going to have the grades that you need. And you do that enough times, then you're not going to pass that class. You're going to end up having to take summer school. And if you delay that, if you don't go to summer school, then you ultimately won't graduate, and there's your downward spiral. And sports, if you don't practice, you won't be prepared to play against the other team. You won't be able to make critical plays and make the critical decisions that you need to beat the other team. But when you practice, if you're the first person to practice and the last person to leave practice, you're going to become a very, very valuable player. And you're going to take that team to the next level and ultimately become champions in whatever sport, whether it's football, basketball, or soccer, or baseball. Prime examples that delayed gratification: Muhammad Ali, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and a few others. Oh, you can add Steph Curry. You know, that's not... You see how many shots that he makes, Steph Curry? That just doesn't come with just talent. A person's not born with able to shoot the ball. Now, there's, natural talent and all of that. But to be phenomenal, talent doesn't make it alone. Now, you can be a phenomenal player, but you won't have that potential that you could have been if the person, that player would practice. And I'm gonna give you a prime example too. AI, Allen Iverson. He was a phenomenal player, but could you imagine if he went to practice and took it seriously and was humble in his young years to practice? They would have won a championship easy. I would say maybe they would have won 2, if not one championship. But because of the ego that he had, he was so, young. We depend upon our talent. We could say, "Oh, I'm young. I can party, and I don't even have to go to practice. I can start in the game." Now, you may be able to do that for a short while, but that's going to catch up to you. And when it does, it's going to hurt. Your body is going to be prone to injuries. Now, there were some games that Allen Iverson could have played, some critical games that they could have used him. Now, I think if he would have went to practice and taking his career seriously in his early years, I don't think he would have got injured as much. The players that took practice not only seriously, but even after practice, stayed after practice, like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. If you study those two, they stayed after practice. And Kobe was asking Michael questions, calling him up about specific moves and many pointers. And see, whatever your career path is, and if you try to reach that goal, you see someone that's already there, it's best to study those that already made it and see how that's when mentors come into play. But all of these are examples, not only in sports, but in school, but in finances, on what happens when you delay gratification, and also what happens when you don't delay gratification. Put your comments down below of what you think. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.